before I found God and started walking with Him and actually knew Him, I was in middle school and I was selling drugs. I would always look over my shoulder thinking that cops was after me, and that ain't a good way to be living.
I was raised a Catholic. I grew up in a very Catholic background. Did my Holy Communion, my quinceañera, learned about God, learned to fear God, most of all. Didn't really know Him, but knew of Him. I had surrounded myself with a lot of people who were either doing drugs or drinking or some sort of addiction, and never really saw it as that, just saw it as they were friends. I shouldn't judge. Well, those were kind of the little stepping stones that kind of helped my life go to the deepest, darkest place that I could ever have been. I think I was about 21 when I started using methamphetamines. And not only did it pull you in, it like sucked you into this life.
We ended up going apart because I committed adultery. And got it to where my wife didn't trust me. And just kept on going downhill. We ended up moving into my mother-in-law's and father-in-law's. And we were still doing drugs then. And my in-laws had it to where it was arranged where I went over to this guy's house that they knew and I took a drug test. Well, I ended up failing that drug test. After that, they told me that that wasn't allowed in their house and that I needed to get some help. Well, while I was talking to that guy, he told me that I needed to find God and asked me if I knew God. I told him that I knew of God, but I didn't really know God. He told me whenever you find God, you'll know it. Because you'll hit your knees and you'll ask God to forgive you for every single thing that you have done. Well, on November the 11th that year, I ended up hitting my knees, asking God to forgive me. And it was at 2 o'clock that morning. After all that, I waited till the next day and I called him up and told him I needed some help. So we started looking around, seeing where I can go for some help. And we found that Faith City would help me.
Of course, me still being in my addiction, I was in denial. Oh, I can handle this. He can get help. You know, it's him. And, well, I remember one day just laying on my bed and I couldn't get up. No matter what I did, I couldn't get up. And I began crying. Well, I texted everybody I thought of, and the last person that came to mind was my mom. But I texted her, and it was the only text message that got sent out of my phone for some odd reason. I told her that I need help, I need prayer, I need something. Well, shortly after that, she asked me what exactly I meant, and I confessed. And it was like this big weight just lifted off my chest, and I was crying, and I could hear God speak to me. And He's like, I have better for you. This is not the life I planned for you. So I found a spot, a bed in Midland, Texas at Teen Challenge. And there, I didn't know God, I knew Him. He came alive in His Word. He walked with me every day, and I knew that I could rely on Him. Out of everybody in this world, He was the only one that I knew that His Word would never fail me. If you seek me, you will find me when you seek me with your whole heart. And I had found Him. I had found Him in that little place. He had picked me up from this nasty place that I was in and picked me up and put me in the desert, is what it felt like, where He could literally talk to me with no distractions, that He could mend my heart and fix me. Well, after a year and a month there, I actually graduated from Teen Challenge, and I got to come home. We started our life all over again. From nothing, God has blessed us with everything. The love that He's shared on us is just overwhelming when we come to think about it. We've been 2 years sober now. It'll be 3 in November. Our marriage went from something that you didn't think could be fixed, that it was just so shattered. And He picked up all these little pieces and He put it back together, and He made it new, brand new.